Have you ever reached a point where you just wanted to give up? When no matter how hard you tried, life felt heavier than your strength? Maybe you've been carrying pain in silence. Maybe your dreams feel too far away, your struggles too big. And in those moments, a small voice whispers, "What's the point of going on?" But wait. Before you lose hope, listen carefully. Because I want to tell you the story of a little bird. A story so simple, yet so powerful, that it can change the way you see your own life. What this bird discovered is the very thing we all need to remember when everything feels impossible. So stay with me until the end. This isn't just a story about a bird. It's about you, and the hidden strength you never knew you had. Far away in the heart of a wide forest lived a tiny bird. It was not the strongest, not the fastest, not even the most beautiful. To the world, it was just another small creature. Fragile, unnoticed, ordinary. But for this bird, life was never easy. The winds of the forest were harsh, the storms frequent, and food was often hard to find. Every day was a fight for survival. Sometimes, as it looked up at the sky, it would watch the bigger birds soaring with pride and power. They spread their wings wide, while this little bird could barely keep itself steady. And in those moments, it wondered, why was I even given wings if I was never meant to fly as high as them? But here's the thing. This isn't just the story of a bird. Because haven't we all felt the same at times? Small, unseen, and left behind in a world that only celebrates the strongest? But life did not go easy on the little bird. When it tried to fly higher, the winds would strike it down. When it searched for food, stronger birds pushed it aside. And when it sang, its voice was drowned by the louder calls of others. Day after day, the bird tried and failed. It stumbled, it fell, and sometimes it just sat alone, shivering in silence. The other birds mocked it. "You're too weak," they said. "Stay on the ground where you belong." And with every failure, a new doubt entered its heart. Maybe they were right. Maybe it was never meant to rise. But think about this. Haven't we all been there too? Tried again and again, only to face failure after failure? Haven't we heard voices, outside or inside, that tell us we're not good enough? And just like the bird, we start to wonder, what's the point of trying if I'm only going to fall again? But what happened next is what makes this bird unforgettable. One evening, dark clouds gathered above the forest. The wind howled, trees bent, and rain poured without mercy. It was the fiercest storm the little bird had ever faced. The bird tried to hide under the branches, but the storm tore through its shelter. It tried to fly, but every gust threw it back to the ground. Wounded, soaked, trembling. It curled its wings around itself and whispered in despair, "Maybe I was never meant to fly. Maybe this is where it all ends." For the first time, the bird felt completely broken, hopeless, ready to give up forever. As the storm raged on, the little bird closed its eyes. And in that moment of darkness, a memory returned. It was the voice of its mother. She had once said, "Wings are not given for comfort, my child. They are given for challenges. It is in the storm, not in the calm, that you will discover their true strength." Those words echoed like a spark in the bird's heart. Could it be that the very storm it feared was the reason it had wings at all? And for the first time, instead of hiding, the bird felt a strange courage. A thought whispered inside, "What if this storm isn't here to destroy me, but to lift me?" Trembling, the bird spread its wings. The storm roared, the wind slammed against it, but it flapped harder. Flap by flap, fighting every gust, refusing to give in. The storm that once threatened to bury it now lifted it higher than ever. Higher and higher the bird rose. The furious winds now carried it instead of breaking it. For the first time, it saw the forest from above. The storm was no longer its enemy. It was its teacher. The very force that tried to break it revealed its greatest strength. This story isn't just about a bird. Life gives us storms too. It will push you down, make you doubt yourself, and question your purpose. But maybe those storms aren't here to destroy you. They are here to lift you. The bird thought it had reached the end, but it had found a new beginning. Perhaps the same is true for you. Before you give up, remember, your storm may be the beginning of your flight. Before you give up, remember, your storm may be the beginning of your flight. If this story touched you, share it. Someone else may be losing hope, and your share could give them wings. Like this video, subscribe for more stories, and tell me in the comments, what storm are you facing today?